Hey, welcome guys to another edition of Ego on Break. I'm your host, Dynamite Jay Andrews. Got the Mississippi Smile Man sitting next to me.
As the house.
He's laughing at me for being tongue-tied.
Yes,
so as Zack Ryder goes, blah, 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 take a shot.
What?
You have to watch. You have to listen to the Major Wrestling Action Figure podcast.
I watched a few of those. I saw one the other day where he bought a Big Boss Man. It was like some ridiculous ass price. Yeah. I'm like, you're strange.
Yeah, on their podcast, every time he gets tongue-tied, he goes, blah, 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 take a shot. He is tongue-tied like 12 times an episode.
I'm not that bad.
Yeah, so it's another edition of Ego on Break. And enough with the rambling. We had Rivhland Retribution over the weekend. We got to see a new champion. The Nightmare is champion once again. And we saw a big-time competitor, Wes Warren, step up into the main event. And he definitely held his own against the Nightmare. He just wasn't able to beat him.
No, he got some new tattoos from that match.
Definitely got some tattoos. Tattooed with a kendo stick. Probably not the best way to get them, but he got them.
I legit thought one of the strikes was a tattoo.
The one across his arm?
Yeah, because it was already by the time he got to the back.
I don't know if that was bruised or if it was like blood had puffed up in it. Like, have you ever pinched your finger or something?
Yeah, that's kind of what it looked
like.
I
think that's what happened, like a blood blister or something. So he definitely earned his stripes that night.
Yes.
But what had happened was, give you a rundown of what happened. JD Jenkins had signed a contract with a fight promotion based out of Gulfport to have a fight November the 2nd on pay-per-view. And originally when we booked this event, we thought that his contract would be 30 days prior, that he couldn't do any action. Come to find out, it was 45 days, and we were day 42. So what he did was he picked Wes Warren to defend the title in his place. It's something that we borrowed from Chikara.
So he was a substitute.
He was a substitute champion. And Nightmare, I'm not going to say like just beat him, but he definitely won, you know.
No, Wes got some of his own.
Wes definitely gave as much as he was taking. He definitely stood in and fought the good fight, so to speak. It just wasn't enough. The Nightmare just was too much for him. Yeah. And we got a new Pride champion. So
from a double arm brain buster after a buttload of kendo stick shots.
Yeah, and a guardrail shot, and you know, whatever else, shots to the floor and all that good stuff.
Oh, and for the fans, if there's a really big masked guy trying to take the rail away from you, let go.
No, that was great. First the Nightmare was going to get a chair, and everybody pulled all the chairs back.
They yanked them all back.
Like nobody would let him have a chair. And then he tried to rip the guardrails apart, and the fan was fighting him over the guardrail. It was phenomenal. So I enjoyed it.
And then he growled at her, and she let go.
Yeah, but I will say, it wasn't a bad event. No. The matches were good. It was probably one of the worst Ego shows we've had. I ragged Reality of Wrestling. I'll rag myself. We didn't do our job to get the people out there. It showed how much social media hurt us, losing that social media,
losing that Facebook page for sure.
Yeah, it showed that because our crowd was not there. We had 49 paying. I've said, I didn't
know what the number was.
I'll be honest with folks. I got nothing to hide. 49 matches were solid. Crowd was not into most of them. Most of the card was new people to the crowd.
Yep.
At least to our Ego faithful. And
I'd say the main event and the tag match were the only two that really the crowd just got into.
Right. And like I say, it's not those guys' fault. Those guys worked hard. They tried. Yes. Had solid matches. So from a standpoint of matches, it was solid. It was just that
we don't know you, we don't know who to cheer.
Right, I think that's what it was, and a lot of it, I think, was just the fact that I don't know I don't know. It was just different. It took a while for the crowd to get into it, and like I say, they really didn't get super into it to the main event.
It was hot too. Being hot and miserable.
It was hot, so. But overall, it was a solid show. Give y'all a quick rundown of the matches.
But you also got to look at it this way. You told me yourself they had a big banner they wanted to put up.
Yeah,
but there's highway construction going on. You literally can't put nothing up.
Right.
So that hurt too.
Yeah. I believe Tyler Frank, I believe that was his name. he defeated Hunter Drake. And guys, if I got your names wrong, I apologize. 2 new guys from Alabama.
That's the only match I didn't see.
First time I ever saw them. These guys went out. They worked really hard. They both looked good. The Hunter Drake is on the smaller side. But overall, they put the work in. They had a really good match.
I literally thought it was Marco Stunt when I come in the ring.
Yeah, but with like shorter hair. Yeah. So that was solid. Then we had Renegades of Funk. They retained their tag team championships against Wasted Generation, which is Kevin Ryan and Sean Christopher.
Which one was the bigger guy?
Sean Christopher.
Sean Christopher.
And
he impressed me, and I was
Yeah.
riffing the match.
Yeah.
And that dude bumps like a crazy person.
He reminds me of Ethan Case, like in the way he bumps and sells. So that's a compliment. So that's what it's meant as anyway. I mean, but yeah, he took a shoulder block and basically bumped all the way out to the floor. That was pretty sick. He did like a back bump, belly flop, handstand, and like smooth went over the bottom rope, never even touched it. Like it was perfect. Like if there was judges there, they would have held up the 10 card. Like it was great.
I just looked at one of the other wrestlers and said, "Damn, that was crazy."
Yeah. Time will tell if he had done that on purpose or not. But
it looked like
it was a cool bump, and it was a cool, and I think he smacked his head on the guardrail when he went out to the floor, which he probably didn't intend to do.
No.
But things happen. And then third, we got the Ursa Major, not with Jim Sterling. He was absent and the rest of the constellation. But Ursa was still as dominant. He came out, and Geo Savage from North Mississippi, he had a match. And
you said Gio's pretty green, right? Like
I think
he's
so.
Just started.
Yeah, I think he's just maybe been out a year or something. But Geo lost to the Bear Hug. So the Great Bear, Ursa Major, beat Geo Savage with the Bear Hug. So
he had a good look to him.
Yeah, and then to make matters worse, Ursa went back into the ring and almost destroyed the guy's face with a big boot, which was sickening. So very cool. And that was your third match.
Boots to brains.
Yep, boots to brains. I guess some of the boot boy coming back out, huh? Fourth match, we got Two Fly Tie.
Yep.
And his Jays. He was definitely a shoe guy, and he didn't want nobody touching his Jays.
He loved his shoes.
And he faced returning Corey Constantine.
Yep.
So Corey gave us a little opening music act playing on the drums.
Bro, he scared the hell out of me. I didn't know what was going on.
And both guys worked hard. It was a solid match for sure. Corey got the win. And then the main event, we had J.D. Jenkins lead Wes Warren to the ring. We had kendo stick on a pole match. No one pinfall submissions could not happen until after the kendo stick came into play. Yep. That way, it guaranteed somebody was getting beat with a stick, and they got, because it was brutal. So new champion. That's what we did at Ego this weekend.
Yes, like I say, the matches I saw, I really did enjoy it. I would say that a little better crowd, but it is what it is.
Yep.
And do what you got to do.
Yep, I mean, guys went out and worked hard.
So.
Yep. And then I watched Reality of Wrestling, and I did not take notes, so I do not remember all the matches.
I have no idea.
It was 2 of the matches from their Summer of Champions, I guess their pay-per-view type thing.
Okay.
Like their big show of the year or whatever. And the title match was Ryan Davidson versus a guy that, the way I understood it, he had got his start in ROW, but now he's in NXT. And I believe his name was Dion something. He was 6'7", dreads. He had a great look.
Good God. And
super solid match. And Ryan retained his ROW championship in that match. Okay. We saw another match was, we talked about the Renegade, the young guys that jumped the rail or whatever. Yeah. Nexus style.
Help their fan.
Yeah, well, they're the Renegades of Wrestling, ROW, so it's a play on Reality of Wrestling. And I'm assuming the leader of that group, he wrestled the kid that left the Legion. I said I didn't know if his name was January or whatever. Well, he came out as himself, as a babyface, and his name is Tommy now, just Tommy. And
January.
Yeah, so they had a solid match, and they both worked really hard. My only complaint was they had a really cool finish with reversing the superplex. Basically, The Renegade kid took the superplex, and as they hit, came up and hooked the legs for like the inside cradle. My only complaint was as soon as he got up, nothing. Like, he didn't even sell the fact that he just got superplexed. So that was my only complaint on the show. Everything else was solid. It was a little, a little different finish for the main event. I'm not going to ruin the finish for you, but knowing what was what and who was in it and all that kind of stuff, it was a cool finish. But I think my biggest complaints really is the commentators. They're really good in what they're doing, but like the whole time Ryan Davison, like, I still am not, I don't know if he's supposed to be the good guy or the bad guy. They would hate on him and then build him up, and then hate on him and build him up some more as a babyface. I'm like, and he would cheat and they would build him up while he was cheating, but then they would hate on him for cheating. So I have no idea what this dude's supposed to be from a commentary standpoint. Obviously he's the bad guy because he's cheating, but you would not, if you just like put that on and like shut your eyes, you would never know if he was a good guy or bad guy. Like, I don't think they do a great job of...
So wrestling by radio they do not need to do, huh?
Right. Yeah, no wrestling by radio. But overall, that episode was good, and I believe it's like episode 260 maybe,
okay,
or 360, something like that. It's like 3 weeks old. So I'm going to try to watch another episode next week and try to keep on with the reality of wrestling. It's really good. I mean, I'm really getting into it. It's just taking a little while because a lot of the guys I don't know.
Yeah,
like we're MLW, a lot of the guys I've heard of before,
yeah,
or have seen or whatever, and these guys I'm really just kind of learning. So I'm really looking forward to seeing who's all out there. So you watch MLW?
Yes, I did watch MLW this morning when I woke up. Nah, I gotta go down. I'm sorry.
Thumbs down. Okay.
I just could not get into the show.
It opened really good. Had kind of gave you what happened at the last event.
No, I did like that.
The Samael guy or whatever did a really good promo.
Yeah.
Manser did a good promo. Yeah, he was covered in blood. I could probably do with the without the GDs that everybody seems to be throwing in MLW, but that's their business. So I'm not really gonna put that over, but solid promo for Samael.
I got more out of the promos this week than I did out of the wrestling.
Right.
In all honesty.
Selena did a cool promo.
Yep.
Really digging her. We find out that Savio Vega is coming back to MLW,
and
and
got
he's
a stinger from doing that move.
Right, and he's going to kind of be mentoring Manser in his war against Selena's group.
Yeah, he's fighting
Jessica Havoc. That's what he said. I'm not going to call you Jimmy. I'm going to call you Jessica because you're a little.
God, anyway, they're fighting at a no holds barred type match.
Yeah, bunkhouse brawl.
Yeah, bunkhouse brawl. My bad.
Yeah. You got to keep your brawls
they're all
separate.
the same.
Nah, they're street fights, bunkhouse brawls, death matches, hardcore. They're all completely different.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
They all hurt.
They definitely all hurt. But that was cool, and we got the Injustice group taking on Zenshi. I really dig the fact that he's coming out from Chile, so that's kind of cool. Where he's kind of like that's where he's most known at.
Yeah.
I really dig that, and it was a solid match.
Some of the reversals were really cool. I just couldn't get into the match.
Yeah, really, I liked it. I liked the match. The Jordan Oliver guy's growing on me. I know I threw a lot of hate on him, but he's growing on me. The more I see, and I still think he's putting on weight. Like, I swear he looks bigger than the first time I saw him.
No, I think it was just because he was in Zenshi, to be honest with you.
It could be
because Zenshi's a little big guy.
It could be that.
He's tall,
very well.
but he's skinny.
And it could be that.
Yeah.
But overall, I dug it. I like they're pulling the D'Lo Brown thing with Myron Reed and the chest protector. Although it looks like his chest protector's like a little league baseball.
I just wish he would have had it on tighter because it looked like it was hanging off of him all the time.
So, but overall, I dug that match. Gringo Loco came out, and this is one of my biggest, and we're guilty for it as well. I really wish wrestlers would do run-ins and saves and promos and stuff like that in gear, in gimmick, because I swear, when he ran out, I thought it was Chris Sabin. You didn't really get a good shot of him.
Yeah,
so
it took a minute.
Yeah,
right.
and I was like, "Is that Chris Sabin?" Until they were going, "That's Gringo Loco." Like, but had he been in his gear, like I would have instantly knew who he was. So.
Yeah.
I think as wrestlers we get too relaxed in being like, oh, well, I'll just go out there writing like this, you know.
But they may have told him to do that.
They may have, like, I don't know, you know, but.
You know, you were just hanging around the back and you saw him getting beat up, so you go help him.
Yeah, but I just think for that casual fan, it really would do more if they were in gear.
No, I agree with you. That way they're more recognizable.
Yeah. And then we get the build up to the Teddy Hart stuff, or the Dynasty versus the Hart Foundation, and
see,
2 out of 3 falls. And I don't know. I'm to that match. I
still don't know
the
who
first
the good
10
guy
minutes.
is. I don't know who the bad guy is.
There is none. I don't think.
And it took forever for this match to start.
Yeah, so I'm like 10 minutes in, and they hadn't even started yet. But who won?
They retained.
So the Dynasty won
because Austin Aries comes out and gives Teddy Hart a brain buster on the apron.
Okay.
And Teddy falls out to the ring, and they get a 10 count. That's actually how they retain, and they'd already got a pin inside the ring.
I got you. Yeah, because it was 2 out of 3 falls.
2 out of 3 falls. But I don't know. There's something about this match. I could not get into it to save my life, man. And part of it could have been it took forever to start the match.
Yeah.
And I was just, I don't know. I was just really bored watching this match. And I'm really surprised because of who was in there.
Right.
Because I really like MJF and his tag partner. I think they're freaking great.
Yeah.
Teddy and British Bulldog, I really can't get into Teddy. I can't take him as a face.
I love Teddy Hart.
He's
the
such
stuff
an
he does,
arrogant
but I can't
SOB
get
about everything.
I can't get behind him as a
face. I mean, it seems like he's a good wrestler.
Oh, he does
I enjoy
crazy
watching him
stuff.
wrestle,
Yeah.
but just push him as a face, I just don't see it. He comes off like a bad guy.
Yeah. So.
I assume they're supposed to be the good guys, right?
Who knows, man? They were bad and they were good, and now they're bad and good and bad, and
he looking like he going to wrestle in his pajamas never helps me out neither.
But overall, I mean, I think it was okay. I don't say a thumbs down because I enjoyed the Injustice match. I'm giving it a thumbs in the middle.
I enjoyed the promos.
Yeah, the promos were good. So, and I don't know if you have seen this, but I don't know if it's old or new, but I think it just happened. So if you guys know exactly what happened or what's up, let us know in the comments. I'm pretty sure that Jushin Thunder Liger just unmasked himself.
Yeah, well, he got
heel.
unmasked before. No, what's the guy with the jacked up haircut?
Okay.
He had taken his mask off before, and he had done a gimmick called, I'm gonna say
it was like a painted face or whatever.
Yeah, it was a gimmick he did where he would paint his face up under the mask, and he'd only done it like 2 other times.
Okay, well, I had never seen it.
I hadn't either, and I had to do some research on it to find it, and it was hard trying to find this stuff.
But essentially, he rips the mask off. He's got his face painted, and he blows mist.
Yeah, he did the spray and everything.
Yeah. So it was new to me, so I'd never seen it.
Yeah, Kenshin Liger.
Kenshin Liger.
What he calls it.
I got you.
But it's white and like black.
Yeah,
and
it was super cool. I thought he was turning heel, so obviously he wasn't.
No.
But I had never seen it.
It was supposed to be like he goes to the next level of crazy to kick this guy's ass.
I got you. But yeah, check that out because if you hadn't seen it, it was pretty.
I know
cool.
the highlights alone is all I've seen, but I thought that was awesome just seeing what I saw.
Right. And then we put out the poster for the Great Southern 8. This is the 8th year of the tournament.
Yep.
And stat card. We're going to have Donnie Janela representing Alabama. We've got Fuego del Sol from Oklahoma. We've got Andy Dalton from Texas. We've got a stat card. Go check that poster out. It's on our new Ego page, the new Pro Wrestling Ego page. It's the one that's got like 9 likes on it. So if you go check that out, like it, and help us build that following back up. If you're on that old page, I am still fighting for that old page, trying to get it back, but it's just not looking great. But I am continuing the good fight. So maybe one day we'll regain control of that.
I just don't see it happening, man. Facebook is such a SOB about some stuff.
Yep. But overall, it's a good week in wrestling. TNA is moving to Tuesday nights on Access, or Impact Wrestling.
I saw they were moving. I didn't know where.
that's definitely a step in the right direction. So kudos to those guys. The war is starting with AEW and NXT, so that's really cool. We're gonna have NWA on TV and ROH on TV and so much wrestling on TV, MLW. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And there's a ton of local people, like local companies have local TV and stuff. Like right now, wrestling is everywhere. Like I don't think we've reached that boom period like we've had in the past, but we're definitely on the cusp of it. So if you want to watch wrestling, it's there.
I got one but for you, because I know you don't watch WWE hardly at all anymore, but Kofi and Brock are going to have a match when they go to Fox.
Okay.
That's the match, the title match, Kofi versus Brock. Do you say Brock wins or Kofi retains? This is the first match.
Both.
What?
I say Brock wins, but Kofi retains. I think
you mean like some DQ shit?
I think what's going to happen is Brock's going to win, but then he's going to continue to beat on Kofi, and they reverse the decision.
God, I hope not.
That's what I think's going to happen.
Stupid fucking start.
That's what I think's going to happen. I don't think Kofi's beating Brock, but I don't think they're taking the belt off Kofi.
I think if they're smart, they're taking the belt off Kofi.
So we shall find out. When does this happen?
The October 2nd. Oh, no. That's AEW. Yeah. I'm sorry. Whenever they go to Fox. I'm not sure exact date on that.
So let us know your predictions in the comments.
I personally think they should take the belt off Kofi. He's had it quite long enough, to be honest with you.
No, he's had it for a long time.
Yeah. So I think he would look better by regaining the belt from Brock if Brock beats him. That's my thought process. Because there's really no story. You know what I'm saying?
I think the first match would make the story.
But that's what I think. That's the end of the story.
Not necessarily. I mean, anything can. You try to kill me, and Kofi goes on like the offense, and he's like attacking Brock and stuff. It'd be good stuff. I'm sticking to my story.
I'm going with.
You think he's getting beat clean pin?
I go yes.
L5, no more champion.
I hope so. I don't like Kofi as champion. I'm sorry. I hate the pancake crap and the unicorns and all
I don't watch it, so I don't know.
God awful garbage. I'm just like, you want me to take this guy as a badass and he's throwing pancakes at people? Too bad. Sorry. I like Kofi. I hate that part of the gimmick. Well, I love Kofi as a wrestler. I think he's one of the best wrestlers they got. I hate the stupid, whatever the hell this is gimmick. To this day, I
love the New Day stuff. I don't watch it, but I like it.
You love it so much you don't watch it. I know more what's going on than you do.
So that's it for today. Great episode. Hopefully we'll have some stuff to unbox here in the future. I got some stuff coming in, so maybe we can do another Ego unboxing. And show y'all some cool toys and stuff. So until next time,
watch wrestling.
Watch wrestling.